told nothing would happen. That this is just clickbait for suggesting that severe punishment is going to go down with the Atlanta Falcons, or at least it should go down anyway. And here we are. Has anything happened? No. But it seems like we're on the precipice. Because according to Adam Schefter, who is the Woj of the NFL, what he says is gospel. According to Adam Schefter, quote, the NFL's investigation into alleged tampering charges against the Falcons for their involvement with then free agent quarterback Kirk Cousins and the Eagles for their involvement with then free agent running back Saquon Barkley is ongoing and could reach a conclusion as early as this week. Sources believe the discipline, which is likely to involve draft picks, is expected to be more severe for the Falcons. Falcons fans, and even some Vikings fans, were laughing, saying this is much to do about nothing. If anything, it's going to be a forfeiture of a mid-round pick, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. They were laughing before. And those that were laughing before, after seeing this report by Schefter, who's laughing now? The answer is nobody, because those that were laughing before are having their oh bleep moment. This is real. And those that were suggesting severe punishment, it has to happen, we're not laughing either. Right now, we're just waiting in the shadows, biding our time, like kids playing double dutch at recess, waiting for that hammer to drop. And when it does, oh my, when it does, that reaction video is going to be, yeah. It's you got to make an example of the Atlanta Falcons if you're the league office. That punishment, the only thing that could be enough to say, all right, the punishment fits the crime, is either a forfeiture of their first round pick. Atlanta, they've got the 8th overall pick in this upcoming draft, or a pick swap in the first round. Atlanta, they've got the 8th pick. Minnesota, 11 and 23. If it's a forfeiture of the 8th pick by Atlanta, 11 and 23 becomes 10 and 22 for the Vikings. If it's a pick swap, because according to Adam Schefter, it could go down this week. And if it does go down this week, oh my God, league office, get on it today, tomorrow, Wednesday, whatever, before the draft. If it is going to be a pick swap, I would anticipate that it would be 8-4-11. However, if I'm the Vikings, I would be pushing hard. 8 for 23. Even though 23 wasn't originally Minnesota's, they recently acquired that via trade from the Houston Texans. But either way, it doesn't matter, because now it's Minnesota's, damn it. I would push hard 8 for 23. Because the Falcons, they didn't play fair. They weren't nice. They interfered with our ability to retain our top 10 quarterbacks statistically. This man, before he went down, he was arguably an MVP candidate. And the Falcons came in and just cheated. They cheated us out of Kirk Cousins. And what do you think that's going to do? The ripple effect, the house of cards that's falling down in Minnesota right now, potentially affecting our ability to re-sign our star receiver, the best receiver in the league. They jumped in and interfered with our ability to re-sign quarterback, the most important position in all of sports. Hey, we're suffering hard right now. We didn't want Kirk Cousins back at all, but you can't prove that. You can't argue that if you're from the outside. The punishment has to be severe. Don't come up with all these rules if you're the league office to not enforce them when those rules are broken. The only defense that Falcons fans that you have right now is that it's no big deal. Kirk Cousins saying, yeah, he talked to the training staff yesterday, which is not allowed. You can't have direct contact with an outside free agent during the negotiating window, but you did. It's no big deal. Who cares? But it doesn't matter. We can debate that all day long. It's not about whether it's a big deal or not. It's the fact that it was a rule that the NFL spelled out and Kirk Cousins broke it. Actually, the Falcons broke it. Kirk Cousins gave a full confession without being investigated. This man got up to the podium during his intro presser and shouted out to the rooftops, to the world, including the league office in 4K, the Falcons were tampering. There's no way the league can sit back and just give a slap on the wrist. He gave a full confession without being investigated. Your first contribution as an Atlanta Falcon is not a touchdown pass. It's not a win before the final confetti strip could fall down to the ground. While they're celebrating you becoming the newest member, the big splash in free agency, becoming the newest member of the Atlanta Falcons before the celebration could even end. Your first contribution to Atlanta is a tampering investigation. That's crazy. And something's clearly going to happen, whether it's this year's draft, I hope it's this year's draft, or next year's draft. Let's look at the NFL's words, their exact words on how they feel about teams getting caught tampering. The NFL's anti-tampering policy, page 19, section 7, paragraph A. Tampering is a corrosive practice that undermines both the integrity of the game and relationship among clubs. Accordingly, as the competition committee advised in 2015 and as the committee reaffirmed in 2016, more stringent discipline for documented cases of tampering is appropriate and necessary. The NFL told you in their own words, they need to do this. This is important to us. And what Kirk Cousins did is the equivalent. This man basically, in football terms, drove his car to a state where pot is illegal, parked his car outside of a local police department, put his windows down, and started smoking a joint, while at the same time blasting Bob Marley music from his speakers. You brought the attention on yourself. What do you think's going to happen? They have to respond. And when it does, oh my God, I'm going to be insufferable. You could argue I'm being insufferable right now. But either way, the Vikings first round picks, if this gets resolved before this draft on Thursday, it's draft week. Thank God we are here. All these reports that are coming out repeating the same stuff that they said 24, 48 hours ago can finally be over with on Thursday night. But if this goes down and it affects this upcoming draft, the Vikings, their 2 first-round picks will increase in value no matter what, whether it's a forfeiture of the 8th overall pick or a pick swap, 8 for 11, or what I would really push for, 8 for 23.